Hello my friends, time for another little video. Today, not about the subject motorcycling as you see, I'm here hiking actually. I'm in Småland in the south of Sweden, approximately 20-30 kilometers east of Jönköping, which is at the bottom of the big lake Vättern, one of the two big lakes we have here. And I'm in a nature reserve called Skogen, the Roby Forest. And there's a hiking path coming from somewhere there, I think, up. You see, it's quite a nice snowy time here right now. There's a lot of snow around me here. And what you see here behind me, this little house here, that's called a torp. Torp is a very small agricultural property that people rented from a landlord, most time for money, sometimes also against delivering agricultural goods, for example. And that one here actually was in use for, I think, what did I read inside there, 89 years or something like that, more or less continuously, with some uncertainty about the years 1840 to 1845. It has been abandoned around the year, shortly before the year 2000, because there have been two brothers living in there, and one of these two brothers died 1997 and the other 1999. The house was then empty and is now still in the same condition as these two brothers basically left it. So let's take a look inside. So the door is open, it's not locked, and that is unique here in Sweden. It's a matter of trust. This thing is about 1.5 kilometers from the next bigger road. It was quite a bit of an adventure coming by car here. And you see, this is the old kitchen. Here there's a stove. I doubt they have forgotten any food in here. Let's check. No, that's not. But there's still a lot of accessories which the last two inhabitants, the brothers who lived here, actually left. Even one has left his hat here. There's some old furniture in here, really worn out, but still looking great. Oh, look at that. Some Irish whiskey, but the bottles are empty, of course, so there's nothing left here. So if we go to the main room, and you see how low the door is. I'm 1.71 meters, so you see I don't even fit through here. Here we get into the main room, and here we can meet actually the two brothers. Well, what is remaining of them, the memories in pictures of Eric, who lived 1920 to 1999. He survived his brother Per by 2 years. Per was born 1922 and died 2 years earlier, 1997. So these two were living here basically all their adult life together. The interesting part is that Eric was also working in a concrete factory in Jönköping, and there's still some old documents here. This is basically the salary received from him. Seems to be from the 1960s. I saw a year here somewhere. Here it says 1967. And you see how the value of money has changed since then. This is what he made in a week, 378 approximately Swedish crowns. But of course everything was much cheaper at those times also. So the house has been left basically like it was when the two brothers passed away, 1999, the second one. And if we walk around here a little bit, oh, what is that? Self-defense? I don't know. Maybe we had some argument improver, I don't know. We have a nice record player here also. Don't think this is at the original place, but this must have been quite an investment at those times also, for somebody with such a small income. If we go further in here, this is actually the main entrance here. But I should close that a little bit better before I go, because this is not nicely closed here. Yeah, here we go. Oh, it's closed. Still some stuff here, like one of the brothers' old backpack, some caps. And here we come basically in the second room. I guess every brother had his own room probably where he was sleeping. Oh, look, his necessaire actually, shaver and stuff is still here. Something like a purse here. I don't want to seem disrespectful, but I mean, this is open and open to the public, basically. It's like a living museum. So it is perfectly okay here, I think, to walk around and take a look. I had probably a favor for dogs and maybe birds. It's a simple oven here. I think this one must be of a newer date. That one looks quite new. And there's a hair cutting machine. Well, at least the box from it. Hair cutting machine is not here anymore. But that is what is called a torp. So these torpere, as we were called in Swedish, were some really small scale farmers just producing enough to survive on their own. With a very, very small income. Let's see if I can get up these stairs here without falling down somewhere. Still some holes here in the ground. You need to be a little bit careful. Looks like somebody has been trying to clean up here a little bit. But that's basically the inside of this tiny little house where these two brothers lived in the middle of the forest. Even some boots left here. Look at that. There's some nice old leather boots. This was quality stuff which we made there. So let's go down and look in the main room. The two brothers, Eric, he seems to have made it on some sort of book here also. Share Starts book, and it seems like a yearbook, like a Facebook actually. Here you see some, I think that's the torp here actually. Could that be Hägnen? Yes, that's it. So there's some really old nice pictures in here showing how it once looked like. Old stove, some family here, Metta, Hanna and Viola. Here is Per, one of the last two permanent inhabitants. Amazing. And here we actually got, and they could reconstruct that from the church books. They could reconstruct that the first people moving in here were 1811 to 1850. Niels Svensson and his wife Anna Larsdotter, who had two children, a daughter called Britta and a son called Morten. And this thing continues over the next many years. So well, it's actually more than 87 years, but maybe there are some empty times in between. I haven't checked that. And then there was somebody here. Where is the end here? Actually, it was bought in 1904 by a guy called Johan August Andersson and his wife Katarina Jonsdotter. It's 1.08 hectares, so that is on the countryside today, I would say a little larger garden, about 100 times 100 meters, so really not very much. That should just give maybe enough food for maybe one cow. I don't know if you can feed one cow from that. And they paid actually 200 crowns for that property in 1904. Those were different times, and I have great respect for people who were living in those times on such a small income with such a hard life. Oh, and here's the funny aspect. One of the brothers seems to have liked comics. There's Fred Flintstone and some Swedish comic here. Never seen that one. Oh, what a beautiful woman. Hemmets Veckotidning, the Home's weekly magazine. She looks nice. From when is that? I didn't see a date. That doesn't say anything here about the date. Oh yeah, 1962. So that is actually 7 years before I was born. Oh, really cool pictures. I need to take a closer look at that one. So a short bit away from the main buildings, I guess because of the fire risk, there is also a blacksmith workshop. And that was of course a necessity out here, that you could repair stuff, make stuff, simple things maybe like that, but also fix and repair the tools which you needed on a farm like that. Let's take a look inside here. Yes, there's a fireplace. This must have been restored. This looks quite new. It's fresh concrete. There is still the old blowing device here. You see that was operated like this, pumping here, and that gives you some air blow inside the charcoal fire where you could heat the metal. Yeah, this has been renovated, you can see this here. But the roof looks quite new. But there are some old tools here, like a old meat mill. Some metal parts here, interesting, cool. Old fork. Chains and stuff, maybe used for animals, I don't know what. Yeah. Oh, this is also a rustic one here. But yeah, don't know if the two brothers actually used that. I doubt it, because they were not farmers anymore, to my understanding. But it must have been in use for quite a long time. Now imagine living out here in the forests. It's really quiet here. I mean, for today's standards, we were civilization people. We really like that quiet. But spending your life here without any neighbors, any company, any cultural events, well, I guess you go down to the church maybe every Sunday, every second Sunday. But already that way you see there, that is about half a kilometer down to what is today's parking. Then there's a gravel road about 1.5 kilometers to the next farm. And then from there, I don't know how far it is to the next church or to the next neighbors. But that is what is called in Sweden here a torp. A very small, tiny farm. In this case, almost in the middle of nowhere.